Hello students, this is Dr. Anita Raj, your chemistry mentor, welcoming you for another session in surface chemistry. Today we shall see the preparations of colloids. Okay, so what are the different methods here? Bredig'S arc method, chemical method and peptization, and we shall see one by one, students. Okay, so the first method is the Bredig'S arc method, and it's otherwise called as electrical disintegration. Okay, see here, this method involves the dispersion as well as condensation process, both. Okay, dispersion as well as condensation. See, actually this method, Bredig'S arc method, is used to make colloidal salts from the metals. Actually it's not that much easy to make the metal melt and make it into a colloidal salts. But this method, Bredig'S arc method, helps in making the colloidal salts of the metals. Okay, see, the colloidal salts of noble metals can be prepared by this method. What are the noble metals? Actually they are gold, silver, platinum. See, gold, silver, platinum colloidal salts can be prepared by this Bredig'S arc method. Okay, see here, what happens here is the metal which we need to convert into a colloidal salt should be made into electrodes. Okay, so these are, for example, if it is a gold salt we are in need, then these electrodes should be made up of a gold. If we need the platinum salts, colloidal salts, then the electrode should be made up of platinum. Okay, see here, these electrodes are connected to a battery. See, these two electrodes are connected to a battery, and these two electrodes are immersed inside a dispersion medium. Okay, see, if the dispersion medium, it consists of water and also an electrolyte. An electrolyte will also be there. That electrolyte will be acting as a stabilizing agent. Okay, see here, this container should be kept inside an ice bath so that we can make its condensation process can be easily done. Okay, so that the colloidal salts of noble metals can be obtained easily. Okay, so now what happens is, here an electric current of 1 ampere, that is 100 volts, is applied. So when current of 1 ampere of 100 volts is applied, an electric arc will be produced here. Okay, an electric arc will be struck between these two electrodes of the metal immersed inside the dispersion medium. See, when an electric arc is struck here, an intense heat will be produced. Enormous amount of heat energy will be produced here. So when intense heat energy is produced, what happens to these electrodes? These electrodes will be getting converted to vapor. Okay, this will be getting converted to vapor. As soon as they are converted to vapor, immediately they will be undergoing condensation. Why it is undergoing condensation? Because this container, which has this dispersion medium and the electrodes, are kept inside ice bath. Is it not? They are kept inside ice bath. Since the temperature is very low, as soon as it gets converted to vapor, that will be getting converted to the colloidal salts. Okay, so from here we can collect the colloidal salts of the noble metals. Understood? This is what happening in Bredig'S arc method. So the next important method is the chemical method. Okay, see what happens in this chemical method. Actually, colloidal solutions can be prepared by chemical reactions such as a double decomposition, oxidation, reduction or hydrolysis. So these methods can be utilized to produce the colloidal solutions. Okay, so when during this process the molecules which are formed will be getting aggregated to form the salts. Okay, so what do you mean by first method is double decomposition? What do you mean by double decomposition? Actually, double decomposition reaction is a type of decomposition reaction in which the two constituent reactants, they interchange the positive and the negative ions. Okay, they interchange the positive and negative ions and form two new compounds. Okay, they form the two new compounds. Okay, that's called as double decomposition. So by double decomposition process also, it is possible to produce the colloidal solution. So here we are going to produce the colloidal solution of arsenic sulfide. Okay, so what happens here? Let us see As2O3 plus H2S, hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so this undergoes double decomposition reaction and we get the product As2S3. Okay, so actually this is a salt, colloidal salt, and along with this we will be getting 3 molecules of water. Okay, so here we are getting exactly a new product. That's what happening in double decomposition. It's not, these two reactants, they are interchanging their positive and the negative ions, and thereby they give two new products. Okay, so this is what double decomposition means. Okay, and the next one is oxidation process. See here, the sulfur dioxide, it reacts with H2S and it forms a sulfur salt. Okay, it forms sulfur salt. All right, this is a colloidal salt, sulfur salt plus water molecule. We get 2 molecules of water. Okay, so we are getting sulfur salt, right? And the next method is by reduction. What's happening in reduction? See, this is auric chloride AuCl3. This reacts with formaldehyde. Okay, in the presence of water molecule, it undergoes a reduction and it forms gold sol. It forms gold sol. Okay, gold Au, gold sol, right? Plus formic acid. This formaldehyde will be getting converted to formic acid. Okay, this is getting converted to formic acid and we are getting HCl. Okay, we are getting 6 molecules of HCl. Okay, so formic acid, what are the products we are getting? Gold sol. For this formaldehyde is getting converted to formic acid, and this water molecule, it combines with this 3 hydrogens, 6 hydrogens, it will be combining with 6 chlorine atoms and it forms HCl. Okay, this is what happening in reduction process. Okay, and the last one is hydrolysis. This ferric chloride, it undergoes hydrolysis. Okay, in the presence of water molecule and it forms ferric hydroxide, FeOH thrice, FeOH thrice. This is a sol. Okay, ferric hydroxide is a sol, colloidal sol, and also we will be getting 3 molecules of HCl. Okay, so these are the different methods by which it is possible, or chemical methods by which it's possible to produce the colloidal solutions. Okay, so the next very important method is a peptization. See here, this process of converting a precipitate into a colloidal sol by shaking it with a dispersion medium in the presence of small amount of electrolyte. Okay, what is peptization? Peptization is nothing but it is converting a precipitate, freshly prepared precipitate. Okay, here we make use of freshly prepared precipitate and this will be getting converted to a colloidal salts. Okay, freshly prepared precipitates will be getting converted to colloidal salt. And how it is done? It is done by shaking the precipitate with a dispersion medium in the presence of small amount of electrolyte. Okay, this is what happening here. The electrolytes used here, we are using making use of little amount of electrolyte, is it not? So the electrolyte used in this process are called as the peptizing agent, or they are also having another name, dispersing agent. Okay, peptizing agent or dispersing agent. Understood, students? See here, see during peptization what happens, the precipitate absorbs one of the ions of the electrolyte on its surface. See here, I have given example here. This is FeOH thrice. Okay, see here FeOH thrice we are taken and this is precipitated. Okay, actually it is in the form of a precipitate. Here we are adding ferric chloride. Okay, we are adding ferric chloride and it is stirred, the solution is stirred. When the solution is stirred, what happens, this ferric chloride, this ion, ferric ion will be getting absorbed, that is the positive ion. As I told you, one of the ions, that is either positive or the negative ions. Here the ferric chloride Fe3 plus, okay, that will be getting absorbed on the surface of this ferric hydroxide molecules. Okay, so what happens, these colloidal particles of ferric hydroxides are formed. How it is formed? By breaking. See here, let me explain with this. This is ferric hydroxide. We are adding the electrolyte FeCl3. What happens? These Fe3 plus ions are getting absorbed on the surface of this FeOH thrice molecules. Okay, so what happens after getting absorbed, this will break. Okay, and we'll be getting the colloidal particles of lower size. Okay, so we are getting the colloidal particles of FeOH thrice. So this is what happening in peptization. This is a freshly prepared precipitate of FeOH thrice. We are adding an electrolyte, or that is electrolyte is otherwise called as peptizing agent or dispersing agent. This peptizing agent or dispersing agent, any one ion from the peptizing agent or the electrolyte will be getting absorbed on the freshly prepared precipitate molecules. Okay, and then finally it breaks up and it forms the colloidal particles. Okay, this will develop positive or negative charge on the precipitates. If positive ions are getting absorbed, we will be getting positively charged precipitate. If you are getting the negatively charged ions are getting absorbed, we will be getting negatively charged precipitate. Okay, finally breaks up into smaller particles of the size of a colloid. Okay, so actually this is what happening, right? Well, fine students, I hope you might have understood what I have taught today. Let me meet you with another important topic in my next session. Until then, it's Dr. Anita Raj, your chemistry mentor, signing off from you. Thanks for watching.